I need to turn the sound on if we are going to hear. Okay, I think I've had enough of the Japanese woman. So let's just go back to notifications and let's go with something else here. Let's try this one. See if we like this one better. So I had my sound off. Anybody?
Kasper. Cheers.
Cheers, Kasper. I noticed you were not in the Discord, so I was saddened. But I am in the Discord. My audio is on. I was singing a song. I was singing a song. I don't know what I was singing.
Daisy fishing.
When the audio was off.
Afternoon.
Hello, hello. We see 1778. We don't like that. We like, we do like 1770. No, we want 1845, right? Yeah, we don't like 1778. We want 1845. Okay. So the whole market's dropped. Kind of cooled off. That's okay. Hey, there he is. Jiminy. Yes.
Hey, man.
Hey, buddy. I've got some really good coffee. I'm drinking. And we're going to talk about the new Velma. It is Velma, right? Yeah, Velma. Velma's most toxic male isn't Fred, it's Shaggy. Yeah, Shaggy's all of a sudden Shaggy's black, and Thelma's black too. So we're whitewashing. We're blackwashing the past. That's what we're doing. We're blackwashing it, and that's supposed to make up for whitewashing history, right? Well, I hope that this movie does horrible, and I hope that people see it for the abomination that I see it as. It's an abomination. It's a slap in the face, all of our faces. And I just hope that people don't spend their money taking their children to a movie that's a recreation of an old standard that we all grew up on, that instead should have been a completely different concept, whole other type movie, but instead you had to copy something that already existed and bastardize it out of now this is extreme wokeness. This is the wokeness. And because, douchebag DeSantis is always sitting there, going over the top with what is woke, now people aren't going to even pay attention to this because they've been so blindsided by all of the rhetoric. And it's just, now it just kind of melts in with everything else. And that's too bad. Because when, they cried, Ron DeSantis and libs of TikTok and all those bastards cried wolf over and over again. And now people are just like, whatever. And now something finally comes out that really should be looked at, discussed, and people need to see it for what it is and not have all of this other racist rhetoric prior to it that was inaccurate. Yeah, they ruined it. Well, I say don't let them ruin it.
Just made a new ING character.
I'm bringing back Scooby-Doo. I'm bringing back the crew. I'm bringing back the meddling kids. And guess what? They're all white, whether you like it or not. 4 white kids and a talking dog. You better learn to accept it, because that's the reality, kids. Does it hurt your feelings? Get over it.
We're bringing back Scooby-Doo.
I'm bringing back Scooby-Doo, and there's 4 white kids coming along with them. White. White as white can be. You find it offensive? Too bad. I'm bringing back white.
Sean, a.k.a. Trendy.
God bless America.
You're right, Velma ain't gay.
Velma ain't gay.
Daisy fishing. I totally
You know,
agree. It's like
wearing
reservoir
thick
drinking.
glasses doesn't make you gay. Wearing wearing a Dutch boy doesn't make you gay. Being
Reverse.
short doesn't make you gay. Being a nerd doesn't make you gay. And it's weird that, these morons that rewrote the story made Velma gay. That's just stupid. You know?
Wow, she's gay too.
Anyway, I know some of you might be looking at me and going, God, I don't know, dude. You might be, I'm not the only one that sees it this way. I actually saw something, and I haven't watched the whole thing. I want to watch it with y'all. I want to watch the first few minutes of it, and I really liked where this guy was going with this. So I want to watch it with you. And the title of this video, I hadn't seen the whole thing. I've only got a couple minutes in. It's 3.3 million views on it already.
Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man became Black Panther.
Right, OG? Anyway, look.
Let's talk for a moment about cliches. Ideas, expressions, or situations that get repeated and overused to the point where they become tiresome, predictable, and boring. Like the movie villain who pauses at the moment of victory to explain his diabolical plan. The awkward, unattractive, socially inept guy who somehow ends up with a smoking hot girlfriend. Or the aging, cynical cop taking on one last case before he retires. Or the modern remake of an old IP that race and or gender swaps the majority
That's
of
Shaggy.
characters, makes women the driving force behind
And
every
she's
narrative
black.
event, introduces gay romance
And they're
that
gay.
existed before, and makes straight white men the target of every single piece of mean-spirited humor from start to finish.
Oh, and as if it weren't bad enough that we've taken the whiteness out of some of the characters, let's bash one of the only white ones that we left in there. Let's bash the male white character, of course, because that's what TV and movies and Hollywood does today. That's true. And me being a white male, I'm a little sensitive to it, I must say. I'm a little in tune to it, I must say. I'm a male and I'm white. Does that bother you? Too goddamn bad.
Which brings me neatly along to Velma, an HBO
So
remake
sick of
of the
this shit.
classic Scooby-Doo TV show from the 1970s about a team of
Let's
mismatched
pick a guitar
teenagers
jam.
who travel around the country.
Moo.
Hey, Cyber's here. Moo. Hey, Cyber. What's up, buddy?
OG 420 Jr. Preach nay.
I will.
Billy Bong Thornton. Can we try Russian voice? Andrew Hay. What are we doing to Scooby-Doo?
I don't know if they have a Russian voice. They didn't have a Russian. See, because they're anti-Russian. Because Google's anti-Russian, so there's no Russian voice. Isn't that funny? There's some that are close, but they're discriminatory.
OG 420
It's funny. You look up
Jr.
Russia. There's no Russia.
Time to do a bong hit cyber style. Billy
Cyber.
Bong Thornton.
I agree with that sentiment.
Damn you, Google.
I've got a
Andrew Hay.
Hey,
Can I have some chicken?
Andrew, where you been, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while.
Billy Bong Thornton. What happened with Variety?
I know, right? What? No, it's not. I don't know. Variety. I mean, that's to me. It's more. We are trying to make stories politically correct that don't need to be politically corrected. The Scooby-Doo does not need to be politically corrected.
You don't fucking need to rewrite every history and every movie and every book out there to fit the fucking political narrative we have now.
Exactly.
If they want to make a new
Andrew
character,
Hay.
make a new character. It's like
I've
that
been
Spider-Man, Miles
working.
Morales. Spider-Man is suddenly black and called Miles Morales now. I mean, why not create his own superhero instead of fucking leeching up a known superhero already created? I don't get it. It's lack of creativity.
I'll tell you what it is. Not enough people speak out
Billy
against
Bong
it
Thornton.
because they're afraid they're going to get called a
Google is
racist.
writing the
I'm not a
history.
racist, so I'm not scared to speak out against it. And I'm going to speak out against it like an MFer today. They're going to love me. Wait till they get a load of me. All right, you ready, Cyber?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah! Jiminy, cheers. Cyber, cheers. Billy Bong, Andrew, everybody that's over on the Rumble sphere, cheers. Hope we do better on the Rumble today than earlier.
OG 420 Jr. Hell yeah, cheers nay.
Does Dr. Cushman still put up videos?
Billy Bong Thornton. Better watch it, nay. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Big
I haven't
brother
seen a video
Google
from him in
will swat your
forever.
hands
I just
anywhere.
realized that. Whatever happened to Dr.
Crispy
Cushman?
Chris. Cheers, nay. Aquaman was gay.
Aquaman was gay.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Aquaman.
I mean, the fact is when we were kids, and a character's sexuality didn't need to be mentioned in a story. It was never an issue. We didn't care. You know, we knew there were gay people. We didn't assume. We didn't care.
And especially not pushed to underage kids who's not even reached the age of fucking teenagers now. But apparently they need to be convinced they're fucking whatever gender they are not when they're born. I mean, I don't get it.
It seems like propaganda to me too. Like, hey, if a
It
kid,
is. It is.
if a kid's
And
confused
I
or whatever,
really want to say something for a long time, but I'm sorry, bro, but
Daisy
it sounded like
fishing.
you were kind of a little on that side.
No
But
one
I'm
even
glad
thought
you're not. I'm
about
fucking
sexuality
glad
now.
you're
It's
not.
like first thing we are forced to acknowledge.
no, I mean, I got my. If there's a little kid that wants a sex change, I'm not going to stand in the way. It's got nothing to do with me. And if when they're 40 years old, they regret it too goddamn bad. But I'm not going to stand
Yeah,
there and say that I
know,
know, you know.
Can I say
They
something
ruined
about you're not a
Interview with the
parent,
Vampire,
bro?
changed
So you
Brad
don't,
Pitt's
and
character
I
to
don't
black.
mean this to fucking as a hater push you down or anything. But as soon as you had a kid, you kind of see that as a little different because you don't want other people to influence your own kid what they want to believe. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
don't want to send your kid to school and then get them turned into something you don't want them to be turned into. You know.
Well, let's
And
just
get
talk
another
about
fucking
a
idea
child that's
put
got both
into their
sets of
head.
sex organs. Let's say they've got both sets of sex organs, okay? And just stop trying to talk
Yeah,
about
but-
the whole mental aspect of it.
No, hey, bro, but that's fair. But how many of the population of planet Earth have both sex organs? It is so little a fucking minority.
But
that
still,
you
it's
don't
still
even need
it's
to
still a
be-
human being, and that's worth talking about.
It is. But
And so in that case, it's
that
none of my
discussion
business.
Into the trans, hey, bro, let me talk. To launch that discussion into the trans subject is just not. It's two different things, bro. Because there's way more trans people, and those are legit than those legit people with two fucking genders who are born. That I mean, why should we change the whole fucking society to 0.00001% of the population? I don't get it. They don't want to change for us. Why should we change for them? It goes fucking both ways.
I don't know, but like I said, if there's a child born with both sets of sex organs, it's none of my business, and that child's going to decide, and the parent doesn't get to decide, the child does. You know what I'm saying? The child
Yeah,
does.
but
Kind of-
that's-
It's not up to the
yeah,
parent.
If it's born with two sets
up
of
your
organs, but
get and read.
that is so little a fucking percentage of all those people who now
They
is
kind
being
of
pushed on with that transgender in
Preach,
school,
Cyber.
and now you come to the fucking teacher and don't tell the parents, and the teacher will tell you everything you
They
need to
kind
know
of
about
do.
your gender and whatnot. I don't
Cheers,
like
peeps.
it, and I don't like it because I'm a parent, you know. So I might see it a little different than someone who's not have any kids. And I'm not saying that as a diss to you, bro. Don't take it.
Oh,
like that.
bro, trust me.
no,
I don't get
didn't say-
dissed.
let me-
I don't get
please,
dissed by
please,
you
please,
saying I'm not a
please.
parent at all, because I know parents out there murder their children. Parents out there rape their
I know,
children.
but please
So,
let me
you
say-
know,
please-
it doesn't make me a bad person because I'm
Okay,
not a
forget
parent.
it. I lost my train of thought.
They kind of right on big
If
time.
you just would have let me speak Finnish, bro, now I cannot fucking remember what I was about to say.
You said because you're a parent, you understand, you know, something, and you don't expect me to understand it because I'm not a parent.
When I didn't have a kid, I was kind of the same mindset as you are. Fuck that. Like, but after I got a kid myself, I fucking changed my viewpoint. It's my kid. I don't want
They kind of
my
do.
kid to be influenced by a
man,
fucking
heated
stranger in
subject
school who
most
have a
deaf.
weird fucking agenda, you know. And if you,
No, that's fair.
I mean, that's just how it.
No, that's fair. There are teachers out there who are monsters, bro. They become teachers just because they want to mold children. You know, and too bad there's not a better vetting process for teachers. I agree. There's an issue there. But see, as somebody who doesn't have children, it's not my problem as much.
What got cyber-heated?
It's not, and I get it's not your problem, but it's kind of you don't, because it's not your problem. It sounds like you don't give a fuck about all the parents who have kids or worry about them because it's not your problem.
I don't give a fuck about the parents.
Both about the parents and the kids and what that kid gonna end up going through because they have been pushed an agenda they really don't want to get into because they're fucking popular at the time and whatnot. The whole fucking society around them is pushing that agenda, so they jump into that without they really want to do it. You know, a lot of people have come forward with they fucking regretted taking hormones and surgeries and whatnot. There's quite a few videos out
That's
about
why they
that,
call
you know,
it a
and
cruel
they all
world.
said they was pushed into doing it.
That's the cost of being free, bro. That's the cost of having free speech. You know, it's not all going to be perfect, you know.
That was not the cost fucking 30, 20 years ago, bro.
They kind
You know?
Well, because people are more
It's
fucked up
something that
today.
have been pushed really hard in the society for the last 10, 15 years.
I agree. I
Before
totally
that-
agree. This is
before that, it
this
was
is what
really
I'm
not a
trying to
problem.
talk about. This is what I'm trying to talk about here with this movie here. And you'll see I'm talking about exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, I know that Indian
They kind of
comedian, she made that and made
don't
herself
pay.
into the main character, and she voiced the main character herself, Velma.
Right.
So if that's not fucking narcissism, I don't know what is.
Why is it narcissism?
Because that Indian comedian who wrote that show, she made Velma
They kind of
basically into her. He changed
I'm
the
gonna
color
start
into
judging
her.
fools.
She voicing that character herself and pushing her own agenda out of that character. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. So Thelma's not black, she's Indian. Okay, my bad.
She's Indian. She is basically that cartoon character, that Indian fucking comedian who also was in, what was it? The Office? Was she in The Office? I think she was in The Office. Dating with Ryan or something like that.
Yeah, that's
girl.
the woman that wrote and is the actress in this from The Office.
Yeah. I
Oh,
just saw it
boy.
yesterday. I saw it yesterday. A whole fucking.
You know what really
documentary
sucks
it.
about that? Is I really, really, really
can
like
do-
her, dude. She's really good on The
Absolutely.
Office. She makes such a mockery of herself on that show.
She does, and I agree.
God.
And I lost all that respect when I found out all that about that Wilma.
All right, let's see.
I saw it
Let's see where
yesterday.
this goes.
In advance, solving local mysteries. There was Fred, the suspiciously fashion-conscious leader of the team, who was always on the lookout for another case to solve.
Suspiciously
Daphne, his
fashion-conscious.
prone girlfriend. Velma, their geeky and awkward but highly intelligent friend from high school. Shaggy, a cowardly stoner who often ended up being chased by whatever ghost or monster was on the prowl that week. And of course, his talking doggo Scooby, who was always on the lookout for another snack. Yeah, don't think too much about it, just go along with it. It was a show that I could best describe as light-hearted, campy and well-meaning fun, with a
They
neat
kind
and
of-
surprisingly wholesome message about the value of
Good
friendship,
for you,
people from
Peter.
different backgrounds working together, and the importance of logical thinking and looking beyond the obvious to see the truth of a situation. Now, allow me to transport you into the horrifying nightmare that is modern entertainment, with the release of Velma, a kind of high school drama and theoretical comedy about the origins of the mystery team. And if you look closely, you may notice a few subtle differences from the original show, like the fact that Velma is now an acid-tongued,
of-
race-swapped lesbian.
Yeah,
Daphne is
also
now a
something I
beautiful
want to
teen
say.
girl
Dude,
with a
I'm
talented
blocking you
love
right now.
with
Shut
her
the
two
fuck up.
moms.
Get the fuck off my live stream, you dumbass.
I can't do this, man. Shaggy is now
Trying to watch a
high school
fucking
youth
movie.
reporter for some reason
I see
with
what
an
the fuck you're
unrequited
doing,
crush on
douchebag.
Velma,
So
and
fuck
because
you.
the show needs an object of mockery, Fred is now a mentally challenged, hormone-deficient rich kid
Hey, Nate,
who's so
pause it for a
spoiled
second.
that he literally doesn't know how to cut up the food on.
Yeah.
Also, I saw yesterday, you know, that I think it's called Shaggy. That dude with the little beard on the.
The black
on the
guy?
chin there.
You mean the black guy?
Yeah, him they turn in black now. Originally, and I didn't know that because I never really watched Scooby Doo when I was a kid.
What do you mean originally?
He was a stoner. He portray all the stoner trait with munchies and shit. You never see him fucking smoke. but he basically is a stereotype of a smoker. If you watch this new edited version, he is totally anti-cannabis. He's so anti anything you can be. I,
Dude,
I
I was a
people know
kid when I
that.
watched Scooby-Doo. I didn't know there was a bunch of cannabis references in there at all. Really?
I didn't either. I never watched it. I saw a video about it.
All right,
Yesterday,
well,
and looked at
I
the
got to
trailer.
see this now. Now I got to see this fucking video. Because I didn't realize this. I
Okay,
feel like
let
an
me find it
idiot.
for you. Let me find it for
And
you.
he does strike me as that kind of a guy, too, you know? But
He did exactly when he said it. I knew it was right. I never watched.
But was there,
Scooby-Doo,
like,
but I know
times
how
where
the
it's like-
characters look.
he was just
So,
walking
yeah.
in from freaking smoking outside or something. You could tell he just got high and his eyes are bloodshot and things he's, like, confused or... I don't know, man. I hope they've got a whole expose on that. I
Tanya
want to see that
Mustang.
shit.
I
Yeah, I'm
loved
looking it up
Scooby-Doo.
right now in my history.
Yeah, but Tanya, were there references to cannabis in it? I had no idea. Anyway,
No,
Scooby Snacks.
Scooby Snacks was from
Enoch Emmanuel Torres. Your son.
Scooby. The other one. His little puppy dude. What was the puppy? Isn't that where Scooby Snacks came from? Isn't it? Or is that what they called the cookies that they gave to Scooby Doo? They call them Scooby
Tanya
Snacks
Mustang.
in the original.
Yeah, and then
Don't remember.
when Scooby would eat them, we'd get all woo.
Daisy
Did
Fishing.
Scrappy Doo? I thought the Scooby
Scrappy.
Snacks came from Scrappy Doo, but I could be wrong. It's maybe it's from the original.
On his own plates.
Crispy Chris.
Oh my god, I feel
Shaggy
like I'm
was
having
the
some
stoner
kind of
and Scooby
existential
Snacks were
crisis
medical.
here.
I found it.
mean,
I
this,
found
Alright, cool,
this
cool.
is real. This is a thing which actually got made.
Yeah,
Someone
right?
wrote all of this stuff down. People
Tanya
edited and
Mustang.
refined it. A big room full of experienced
posted
executives.
It was
in,
fun to
in
watch
chat.
back in the
Teams of
day.
voice actors and
I see it.
animators and video editors helped to turn it into reality. Millions of dollars were spent on this professional production that people genuinely believed was going to be a worthwhile artistic endeavor.
Dude, this is so
Honestly,
short.
I thought She-Hulk
short video.
represented the creative nadir of modern entertainment, but if Velma's taught me anything at all, it's that no matter how far we may sink as a culture, there's always some horrifying new low that we can descend into. I think Velma may actually be one of the most repulsive, creatively bankrupt, nasty, mean-spirited, and
Hippie chick.
reprehensibly terrible
Quarter of the hour.
things I've ever watched in my entire life. The basic narrative, and I stress the word basic here, is that a string of gruesome murders in the local high school draws the attention of Velma Dinkley, a geeky and unpopular teenager who finds herself as the prime suspect. Velma's still haunted by the disappearance of her mum years earlier, but eventually resolves to start investigating, with occasional help from her former friend Daphne and local soy boy Shaggy. Norville. The trail seems to lead to
Norville.
the local
Oh, his name's not
detective has
Shaggy
both
anymore. Now it's
and an
Norville.
unpredictable personality to back it up. But
What
was
the
he really
fuck?
responsible for the murders, or is
Why
there
don't-
something else at work here? Clearly, the intention with Velma was to delve more deeply into the relationships and personalities of these characters, giving us more of an insight into
I
who they are.
believe
but
that
not
at that
driving
video I
around
linked
history
with,
and
this
what
show
actually
is
brought them
just
together
made
in
to
the
piss
first
To
place.
troll people,
I
right?
can't
You're
say
supposed to
I
be pissed
really
off about
care
it.
to delve
It's supposed to
deeper
troll
into
you.
the personal
But you
lives
know
of
what? They're
people
not going to
like
troll
Fred
me into
and
being a
Daphne, but here
racist.
we are. And of course, all the usual tropes
Oh,
of
no.
You know,
Velma,
my
Fred,
mother at
Fred,
first she
the
was
high
like,
school
you know,
creep,
that's,
the
and then she was like,
girls
no,
with
you're
different
right.
social
My mom was like,
standing,
yeah,
Tanya
that's
Mustang.
wrong. They
and
shouldn't
the
do that.
unrequited
What
crushes,
are we
the
watching?
troubled
I
home
didn't
lives,
know they
the
had another show.
divorces, and
How
the
dare there be four
Yeah,
white
but
kids having fun and
unconventional
doing
family
stuff
units.
together, you know,
It's all
having
populated
harmless
by a cast
fun.
of charmless,
Four white kids.
self-absorbed, neurotic,
Because
trite,
Hey, man,
black
good.
women
who all
Because
love
I
their
gotta-
black people down.
The shit has been pissing me off for the past few years. I've talked about it on the show multiple times.
Obviously, the show antagonizes previous fans,
Whoa.
men and white people, and
Dude, oh, are you showing this at a certain time in the video, Cyber? At 10
No,
minutes?
it was just because that was how far I got
Okay,
into it when
gotcha,
I stopped
gotcha.
watching. So watch it from the beginning.
this video is brought to you by Keeps. Stick around to hear more about the discount they're providing to
Keeps.
the entire upper echelon community. Okay, there are some way more detailed videos in the works right now, big investigations, etc., etc. But for the moment, I want to talk about Velma. Yes, that's right, I said Velma, which is a dismal criticism magnet produced by Mindy Kaling and funded by HBO.
She
that
did it to
bastardizes
troll, just like,
every
yeah.
single thing you
She's
once
a
loved
troll,
about
man.
this
I get it.
cute,
I totally
great,
get it.
twisted adult cartoon.
She's
There's
trolling
only
all of
one
us.
episode so far, and
So
it's sending
fuck
out
her.
old hot takes about
She's
how
trolling
terrible
all of us,
the
so
show is, but
fuck
then
her.
we discuss
That's what
why
she
I'm
wants.
at
She
the
wants us to
spirit
hate
of
on her.
the
Good.
entire purpose
Fuck
of
her.
this
How about that?
program
Cheers.
Is to make people who see it angry
Cheers,
and ride
sir.
the wave of bad publicity to staggering overall viewership through hate watchers. No beating around the bush here, let's just dive in. Velma is a
Emmanuel
brand new
Torres.
HBO animated series based on the Scooby-Doo IP.
Is
Setting
that the
aside
work
anyone's
show
individual
PPL
thoughts
been
on that,
talking
whether or
about
not they enjoyed it
PSHH
as a
and
kid
Real Who
or
Cares
ever
Live
even
and
watched
Let
it in the
Live.
first place, the reality
Tonya
is
Maston.
Scooby-Doo is a nostalgia-filled
Cheers.
children's program from as far back as the
Hippie cheek.
1970s. I myself watched
Cheers.
it whenever I could, within reason, I guess, during my younger years,
Hippie
but
cheek.
what we see now from HBO and executive producer
Tag
Mindy
NLRC.
Kaling is a demented patchwork of bad jokes, insults, and poorly disguised vindictive themes meant to make every single person who watches the show angry and ride the already enormous wave of hate to colossal overall viewership. In my opinion, and keep in mind a lot of this is, of course, my opinion, this show is one of the first ever clear-cut examples where there actually isn't even a well-defined target audience, because that target audience is everyone, and the methods used to capture their interest have absolutely nothing to do with legitimate narrative appeal. For starters, though this
Exactly,
particular
man.
angle has been
Spot
covered
on.
extensively by other commentators, Velma appears to be a self-insert, as it's called. Mindy Kaling, an Indian-American comedian,
what did he-
actress,
a self-insert
screenwriter, and
what?
producer, this particular angle has been covered extensively by other commentators.
Self-insert is
Velma appears to be a self-insert, as it's called.
As it's
Mindy
called.
Kaling, an Indian-American comedian, actress, screenwriter, and producer, is the executive producer and writer of the show itself, which coincidentally has decided to racially swap Velma, the main character, from white to Indian, with Kaling herself doing all of the voice acting. On the surface, that's fine.
Narcissist.
I don't really care for the political discourse
All
that
of the
rapidly
voice acting.
devolves as
For
soon
all
as you
the
mention
female
racial
characters.
character swapping. But for this particular case, yeah, it is kind of
Oh, I
relevant.
missed that.
The
I
thing
missed
to
that.
understand here is that Velma has atrocious favorability ratings. Though it is admittedly far from a perfect barometer in this case,
This
Rotten
is how
Tomatoes is
dumb
currently sitting at just
people are.
7% audience favorability, making it basically one of the worst rated
Sheep,
shows
man.
in existence.
Bunch of sheep.
However, approval has absolutely nothing to do with numerical success. It's not exactly an uncommon trend, but Velma is now joining a long list of predating programs such as Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones or Amy Schumer's Growing, which demonstrate a widening gap between critical acclaim and actual enjoyment of the audience. For Dave Chappelle, the actual audience loved the comedy show, while critics hated it. For Amy Schumer,
fuck
critics loved the special, while the general audience despised her.
'cause
But
she
for
sucks
Velma,
and
it
she
seems that
steals
while
fucking
critics are still
jokes.
trying to pretend
She's a
it's
joke
good
thief.
program,
She's a
the
talentless
barriers are
whore.
coming down, and reality has begun to set in, at least
It's
on a
a
very basic
no-brainer.
level, that this is a terrible piece of writing that should not exist and deserves absolutely no respect. Alright, before going further, it's time for today's video sponsor, who is particularly well suited for existing channel demographics. Most of you watching this are men ages 18 to 45. It's actually always been that way since the very early days of the channel, and as a result, some sponsor products are better suited for channel integration than others. If I advertised makeup, for example, it would be a complete dead end. Makeup brands pay well, of course, but what's the point if no one watching even has a passing desire, need, or use for the product? Instead, I'm here advertising Keeps, which is a hair loss prevention treatment with more 5-star reviews than any current competitor. You can order and get treated directly from Pimples. Right off the bat, we have an Indian-American screenwriter, producer, and voice actor who turned Velma into an Indian-American character, which she was not before this, and now does the voice acting herself. Heck of a start. What's next? Racially swapping Shaggy, probably the most beloved character alongside Scooby-Doo himself, who isn't even in the show, who is now black, Shaggy is, and also a notable anti-marijuana presence in the program. Gone are the days of a close-knit detective group where the lovable stoner and his best friend dog contribute to wild hijinks and investigations. Instead, we get a totally warped show where the gang is in high school, and pretty much everything about them is different and terrible. In the past, parents were likely aware of the insinuation that Shaggy was a part of, shall we say, stoner culture, or 420 culture, which let the kids, unaware of the hidden subtext,
God damn it.
watch and enjoy while
Dude.
kids
So
maybe
obvious.
got a laugh
Oh my
too, or
God.
picked up on hidden messages that
So
didn't really
fucking
apply to the
obvious.
kids, as the snacking and general comedic nature of that dynamic was allowed to play out on screen. No beating around the bush here, that's gone. It's not gone because it needed to be gone, it's gone because the writer, who also racially swapped the main character to her own race and then voice acted her, decided to make him black for quite literally no apparent reason. I'd like to say again that by itself, that doesn't matter. Racial characteristics of on-screen characters really shouldn't matter in an ideal world. But Velma isn't just doing this to find the right actors for the role.
Fucking
It isn't
Windows,
doing this to make an actual point or appeal to a separate demographic even. It's doing this to make people angry, which is
they close
working.
every fucking
There's only
window
a
on my
couple of
screen.
episodes out right now, but let me just
What's the
frame this
point
up
of
for everyone.
that?
Velma is an insufferable know-it-all that despises the world.
Okay.
Has crippling hallucinations.
People
Okay,
off.
let me just stop the video right now, and let me just say this to everybody that's watching this video right now. What is the point on Windows 10 of when I'm trying to drag a window from one screen to another or move a window or open a window? What's the point of having every single one of the windows that I have open on all 4 of my screens get minimized? What's the fucking point of that? Can somebody explain that to me, please? I just want to know, anybody, why did they do that? Why would, and does this happen to anybody else? When you're moving a screen and then all of a sudden, all of your other screens that you got open, they minimize and you got to open up. I got to open up all my screens now. I'm opening up. I don't even have my.
That apparently cause heart attacks.
Anybody
somehow,
know?
And judges everyone at precisely.
Or does
every
this only
single
happen to
juncture.
me?
Fred, a mainstay of the Scooby-Doo
I only
universe.
use
yeah,
one screen,
he
so-
is not kidding here.
Hash.
I've got a cell.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Hash, how's it going, buddy? This happens to you too, bro? It closed every window on my screen. I saw 4
Hash.
desktops because I'm sliding a window.
Same
What's
here.
the point of that? Who's the re-engineer that wrote that little piece of code into the operating system Windows 10? I just want to know. I just want to know who the dude is. I just want to know who he is. I'm just kind of curious. He wanted to make a contribution. Great. What's your name, little dude? What's your name? Bro, the whole market just crashed. Holy moly. Look at Bitcoin. 22.3, man. It all went bow. I mean, if you don't believe me, look at this. Take a look at this.
Look at that.
Everything. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, Harmony 1. Oh, Cardano, what happened? What was the announcement, dude? What just happened in the world? Was there some kind of a news announcement, guys? I better check the news headlines here. Let me check and see if there's something going on. Trump eulogizes Diamond by saying he hardly knew Silk. He's such a douchebag. Oh, what an asshole. Manhunt underway. Let's go to the world news.
Yeah, I saw that. That guy who killed 10 people, they chased him down. I just saw that before I logged on.
They caught him?
Yeah.
Dude.
They at least chased him down. They tried 2 armed police cars that cornered him in. That's all I know. That guy, he shot 10 people.
How is this not on? How is this not on CNN and you're getting this in Denmark? It's not even on CNN.com yet.
I was taking a piss, checked my phone. I don't know.
What the fuck? Your phone's magically fucking programmed into the future, bro. I can't believe CNN doesn't have this up on the screen. I bet you I could just go to a Google search. Where did this happen at?
I think it was Atlanta. Don't hold on. I pull up my newsfeed.
Yeah, 6 arrested. No, not Atlanta.
Nope. It's not that. The police surround accused mass murder in Los Angeles. 2 panzered vehicles have
Oh yeah.
cornered a white van in
Bro,
Florence. I'm
Google.
paraphrasing here.
Well, Bing.com is not showing it. I can't
I
believe.
even have pictures.
Let me go to Google. This is fucking crazy, bro. This is
And
crazy.
I got a tweet from Roberta Luna, who is the LA County Sheriff,
Google.
also.
Hold on. L.A.
On Saturday,
Shooting
January
suspect.
21, 2023 at 10:22 p.m.
Searching.
a suspect,
Bro.
male adult Asian.
Bro. Look. This is my Google search. What I searched in Google. L.A. shooting suspect. Police searching for male. Police searching for male.
Not yet.
10 killed in
says what-
shooting. At least 10 dead in mass. Gunman kills 10 near. 10 killed in Monterey. Gunman kills 10, at least 10 dead. Standoff in Torrance's police find van. Oh, wait. Standoff. Here we go.
Yeah. Denmark is on top
Police
of
have
that
located
shit,
a white van. Fuck all that. I don't care about your ads. I'm not that interested in this story.
Daisy fishing.
They have
this off my
identified him as
He
a
blew his
homicide
own head
suspect,
off.
and he should be considered.
Oh, the guy killed himself? Oh, great.
When the cops stopped him.
Awesome. I guess they don't want us to know that yet in the United States, bro. They're not.
Yeah, that is weird, man. That is really weird because it's all over the news in Denmark.
A SWAT standoff is believed to be related to the California mass shooting, manhunt sources say, on CNN. They're reporting on it live on CNN. Now it's at the top of the screen in a banner. So you have to go to live CNN to see the live reporting on it. Well, the guy blew his...
Julia,
Yep,
what
there it
are you
is.
seeing? I mean, this looks as though they're trying to wrap this up and bring it to some kind of conclusion as to whatever is happening with this white cargo van. We don't have definitive...
They don't even know what happened at CNN. Look, they're like, we don't know what's going on. Hey, dumbasses, Nays Garden knows what's going on. The dude blew his brains out, and I know about it before CNN does. We know about it because Cyber Reload in Denmark told us about it before the whole world found out about it. Millions and millions of people watching on CNN do not know that the man inside that van blew his brains all over the inside of it because you're too much of a bunch of wusses to be told the real truth. They're withholding the news from you, and these morons are acting like they don't know what's going on. They know what's going on.
There is a body in their self-inflicted wound. They will extract that body, and we will hear relatively soon. I'm surprised. I'll just tell you, just looking at this in real time, based on
Oh yeah, real
my
time.
experience.
There's probably a 20-minute lag on that video feed.
Oh, there are people in there now. Okay, so it looked like they had abandoned the van. So here we are looking at this image now. I see this person here now. And so we'll just wait and see who is in the car and their identification. And then move back to, I think, a very, very important part of this, which is the specter of what this means for that community. And that's what you saw, that's what we saw in those split screens, a sheriff talking to a community that is just completely impacted by this on their day of celebration, and an investigation unfolding. And so
what we watching?
We will see what happens in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Standoff with a van.
Yeah, Julia.
It's a van off.
It looks
A van
as though
off.
there may be somebody in the driver's seat there. It is just difficult. You can see one officer climbing into the passenger
Oh
seat.
yeah, they're
As we
really
speak, we see
fucking
another
concerned about their own
officer,
safety right now, just
on the other
very
side
slowly
of
crawling
the
around
vehicle.
inside the van.
That side
Top
of
of
the
the
vehicle
hour.
is shielded
On
from
Nay's
this
screen
camera
is
that
actually
is
a
taking
way
That's
down
right.
the river.
almost live.
Top of the hour,
images.
cheers.
Top of it and to the side.
I think we'll have to say thank goodness to that. We don't want to see all of that in all of its detail. Camilla Bernal is
There's a
on the
drone
scene. We
flying
sent her
over.
to Torrance, California. She's on the scene for us. We tried to go to you just a few moments ago.
Oh, they just landed the
Forgive us.
drone.
I know sometimes getting ready and set
Hippie chick.
in these kinds of situations can get a little hairy. Are
Pass
you with
the
us now?
popcorn and the
what
bomb
can you tell
chairs.
us from what you're seeing at your vantage point?
I am, Jim. So I am on the left side of that van, on the driver's side of the van, and as you guys were talking there, they did block our view a little bit, that SWAT vehicle just covering sort of that part of the van that we were looking straight at the moment. So I'm seeing the law
So
enforcement
move,
agents at
you
the
idiots.
back of that Bearcat, and then we also saw the drone coming closer to the ground. So I'm not sure if it landed or not, but I was seeing the drone, and it appears that many of these law enforcement officers here are watching what was
Daisy
going
fishing.
on through
Ha, ha, ha.
video of the drone. As you guys have been mentioning, it has not looked urgent in any way over the last couple of minutes that we've been here. It has been a slow process, and a lot of the things that my colleague Josh Campbell mentioned, just so many law enforcement agencies working together, expanding the crime scene. We got here a while ago, and they have moved us multiple times because they have tried to expand the crime scene, telling us to be extremely careful because they were just not sure what what was inside of that van. So
Come
again, we
on, does
saw
the van have
the
anything to do with this,
last
Cyber?
vehicle that got here, sort of circling
I don't
around
know.
the van.
Yeah, that
multiple
white van. Yeah, he was inside that white van. That was the van he escaped on.
So where is he?
He's dead.
Where's his body at?
I don't know.
This is a live
I
show.
don't know that.
They already took his body out of there?
Watching all of this
They
happening,
see fishing.
and again, they essentially
Yeah, they
partially
are waiting to
so they
confirm his
blocked
DNA.
My view, but it could be because, of course, they're in there and they don't want us to see what's going on behind the van. So you may have aerial views that are maybe a little bit better than what I'm seeing here. But again, not really a lot of urgency. Just seeing these law enforcement officers working and trying to get inside.
God, why can't they just go tell the
All
news
right,
the
Camille,
dude's
we're down.
dead?
Thank you very much. Come back to us as
Not
quickly
and
as
the
you can
panic.
if
The
you have new
the
information.
public doesn't
I
have to
wanna turn now
panic
Josh Campbell
anymore.
and Josh.
Over.
We are looking at all
You know,
the
somebody
live
call
images.
CNN.
Cargo van police have
I think it was an
entered the
Asian
vehicle.
dude,
It
so
appears
they
as
probably
though
don't want to piss
there
off
is
these
somebody-
people.
Cyber's like,
Kill
I
the
think he
Chinese
was Asian.
We're
looking at
watching
right
it
now, we
live
just,
and they still haven't said
moved
it.
away from that
That's
image.
funny.
In Denmark.
Cable guy.
Josh, let me ask you for just a brief moment
They
about
see
what
fishing.
training that
They
goes
want the
into
story
and the
to last as
professionalism
long
that
as
goes into
possible
the
Dude,
step-by-step
please.
process of what we just witnessed over the
That's
last
inc-
30 or
that's
so
crazy.
minutes, and the way that they have not only pinned this
It
vehicle,
really
but
is
positioned
because
this
the
other
Danish
vehicle after
news should come.
presumably
I
scanning
don't
it,
think they
making
had
sure
a
that the
Danish
person
journalist
inside is
on
no
the
longer
plane.
Dude,
I mean,
I'm
because
moving
the
at
Danish
Denmark.
journalists in
and
America
then
was
entering the
not
vehicle that we
flying
just saw in the
fucking that
last
place
10 or
right
so
now.
minutes. It
That's-
appears that
that's
they've just
kind of
gone
unusual,
step
though.
by
That's like-
step,
That makes me.
almost in a textbook
mean,
fashion,
Why
saying
can't-
that
in
it's-
neutralizing the situation.
It is weird.
No, that's right, Jim. I mean, law enforcement officers are trained.
Why
to
can't I
respond
click on
to
this
the
fucking
actions of a
thing?
perpetrator,
What is this
and
stupid
that is what
arrow
we're seeing here. You didn't see an
icon it's giving me? Oh my god.
There must be a delay. They must have a delay on all this stuff.
Bro, it says
They probably have,
103.
yeah. They probably have.
It says California, 1:03 p.m., dude. If they're pulling a hoax like that, it would be psychotic. Because that's 1 minute off from my clock.
It's true.
I think, didn't they put in a rule after 9/11 that on live feed they had to be delayed by a minute or 30 seconds or something like that so they could push a button?
No.
Yeah, like it was a
I
big
think that
shooting.
I actually think there's a rule about that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I know
Okay.
there was, I remember there was a video of a guy that he went on the
Live is live. This is
he was, like,
live.
on the highway. He got to the highway and he took a shotgun out. It was on live on like.
Let me look at my cell phone time.
And they shot him.
104. Boom. It just went to 104. My cell phone time says 4:06. So my cell phone is 2 minutes ahead of that. But my computer is 1 minute ahead of it.
They see fishing. Your TV is like 10 seconds faster than my cable set.
No, that's not my TV. This is cable, and it always runs behind the television. So, like, I'll see, and it's only a few seconds. Because I have both cable and TV. This will run in my bathroom and in my bedroom.
Pee cheek.
And I can sync them both
Info
up by
05.
pausing one of them and then starting it back up again. The pause usually takes about 30 seconds. 20 seconds, I'll wait, and then boom. It's not that far. It wouldn't be 2 or 3 minutes off.
That's how I usually sync up the audio and Discord when you watch movies.
Yeah, yeah. It's not hard to do.
You know what's weird though? This happened before when the Freedom Convoy came to Ottawa. There was stuff from European news. There was judgments for like some of the people that got caught up in it, and we found out the verdicts through European news before it was released here. This has happened before. I remember
That's
this.
strange.
Dude, why are those dudes walking all over that crime scene? They should not be there, and there should be a fucking... They should be cordoning that all off. What the fuck? Why are they doing that?
Why do they need so many men at the area right now?
And walking around and trampling around and shit. You know, what are you fucking doing?
What are they doing? Yeah.
And get paid by just standing there.
Get a fucking set up a
Just
perimeter,
fucking
put up some
paycheck.
goddamn yellow tape, you fucking bitches. You know, and wait for the goddamn crime scene investigator to get there.
And it's just so weird that it's been reported in Europe that the guy shot himself, and they obviously already know, but they're not.
These guys don't seem worried about anything. None of them. They're all calm.
To be honest, I didn't even know that those 10 people got shot yesterday. I just saw the chase. The headline about the cordon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So this was just like the friggin' Freedom Convoy. They knew stuff about it in the European news about like some of the Nazi guys that were involved, got involved in it. Like, what was his name, Pat King and all them that were driving around taking threats on Twitter and stuff. No, they didn't talk about that at all on the news here, at all. Nobody's even heard about Pat King.
That's scary, man. That's actually scary, man.
Yeah, he was driving around making threats with that he was going to shoot the prime minister, and I mean, everybody was like, "What the hell?" blowing up on Twitter, and I didn't hear shit about it on CBC, and didn't hear about it except in European news.
Look, they're getting right when I said that shit.
That's really scary because that's only going to be a moment of time because the European Union gonna handle news like the States.
Right when I said that shit, man.
Pretty sure about that.
They got all the cops out of there. Look, they're gonna move them all out. Right when I said that shit, it's like they're watching my podcast. Like, dude, Nay said we're not supposed to be standing around trampling the crime scene. They're all got up on that truck. I bet they're getting to haul them out of there.
Daisy fishing. Yehahaha on K.
Look, there they go. Look at that. Get those cops out of there. What are they doing? What the fuck are you doing, letting these guys trample all over your crime scene? God, I'm good. I'm good. Look at me. I'm good. I should be in charge of something. Like maybe that Lindbergh grocery store behind them right there. I should be in charge of that place. I could manage it. Look, I sent all those cops home. Like I knew what was going on. Like a boss. We're like bosses, Cyber. We said them cops don't need to be getting paid. Get them out of here. Now they're just driving around in circles. Wait, now they're going for a ride.
No, they're going back.
What the fuck are they doing? It's like Keystone Cops.
Patrolling the area.
Bro, somebody has to put that on fast forward and show that. Make them do a little loop. That was so weird. Did that just happen?
Yeah, they patrolling the area.
They just drove a loop.
John Mallory.
And still
LOL.
no announcement about this thing.
Dude, we pay those police. They answer to us. We should get a report instantly from them. No hesitation, bro. We're paying you. What's going on? Make an announcement right now. Boom. Go on Twitter. I don't care. What's the announcement? What's going on? Do your job. Do your job or you're fucking fired. How about
They
that?
actually do that in Denmark. Every time there's something in a local area, the police tweet it out.
Do your job or you're fucking fired. My coffee is gone and I'm not happy with that. Yeah, a bed with a freaking bunch of brains strewn all over it.
We can handle that. Show us.
They don't think we can.
So cautious about this. Sorry, control room's trying to tell me something.
I mean, I don't want to see that.
Ramsey, hold your thought right there. We're going to take a quick break.
They're going to take a break.
Recap the situation. We come back in just a few moments.
Yeah.
Live.
Here, even though I wish I was, a tiny dick.
I'm gonna take a quick
who hasn't
dab.
gone through puberty. His dad is ashamed of
Let
him.
me
He
pack
can't
one.
function beyond the cognitive
7'10".
level of a toddler, and therefore becomes a burden on everyone around him nearly 100% of the time. This isn't a creative choice for the betterment of the actual narrative. This is a creative choice to insult white people. Yes, I know some people will immediately start throwing out buzzwords like white fragility, but
No, it's not white fragility. No, I'm going to go back and I want to listen to exactly what he just said.
Dad is ashamed of him. He can't function beyond the cognitive level of a toddler, and therefore becomes a burden on everyone around him nearly 100% of the time. This isn't a creative choice for the betterment of the actual narrative. This is a creative choice to insult white people.
Right.
Yes, I know some
White
people
males.
immediately start throwing out buzzwords like
That
white
look like Jackson
fragility,
Hinkle.
but the show is plastered with examples where white people are painted as, or flat out even called, serial killers, druggies, and insensitive trolls that merely subtract from Velma's brainpower in obnoxious ways. Think about this. Fred, who is now the only white male character of any importance whatsoever, can't even cut his own food. Velma humiliates him constantly on the basis of race and class. But it doesn't stop there, because Velma is also a lesbian. Again, nothing wrong with that until you realize that she's 15, and the show is now very openly pushing sexual themes.
Whoa,
Velma and Daphne have chemistry of sorts, not really, but in a way where they are obviously in a specific trajectory leading to sex. And broader areas of the show also seem to be designed as a sort of narrative funnel into the idea of 15-year-olds being hyper-sexually active. One demographic.
Cheers,
will be angry
Cyber.
about
Cheers,
Fred,
Jiminy.
whether or
Cheers,
not they
everybody in the
should, is
chat.
up to
John,
you as the
Mallory,
viewer,
Dave,
but they're
Debbie,
gonna be.
Chick.
Another will be angry about Velma and her
Everyone on
hypersexual. Yet another will be angry about the racial swapping, but it doesn't stop there. Daphne's parents are a racially diverse lesbian couple who adopted her, by the way, and are also cops by profession. Yet another cultural speed bump in the works here. Who draw their guns, these lesbian cop parents, who draw their guns on an unarmed teen immediately in the first episode, as well as shoot
OG
an unarmed
420
teenager,
Junior.
cartoon teenager, that teenager
She
being
has name.
Fred, 2 times in his own house without a warrant as he tries to pull out a pen. Not done yet, because they also go undercover in the town's high school looking for drugs, as they paint marijuana as some sort of dangerous phenomenon, thereby pissing off yet another demographic, where these cops then start whipping out and firing tasers. I should also mention at this point that Daphne herself is apparently Asian, making 3 out of the 4 main characters in the entire show racially swapped. I can't help but consider something here, and maybe I'm way off base, but a growing section of Hollywood, as well as the entertainment industry at large, seems to now believe that the worse you make a show's writing, as long as you are aware, quote unquote, of it being bad, the better the show actually is, because of subverted expectations. However, Velma has gone so far beyond that flimsy initial premise, it is now just flat out offensive to pretty much everyone who watches it. Velma herself as a character is a disgustingly misanthropic person. She is self-centered, she is horribly unsanitary, example being when she just eats out of the garbage for no reason at all, and the immediate atmosphere the show does manage to cultivate is intentional destruction of every established premise that Scooby-Doo fans initially loved. For those keeping track, let's go over the list so far. The show targets and alienates white people, a lot, specifically men, but also a wider group as well, through relentless and repeated racial insults. It certainly can't be for children, or even slightly traditional viewers, because it also pushes, within seconds, I might add, an uncomfortable amount of cartoon high school nudity, with a very clear push towards sexual awakening being a theme in the show. The main character, racially swapped by an executive producer of the same race, who then voice acts the character in question as well, is wildly unhygienic, deeply prejudiced, and oddly sexualized, while the parents of her potential love interest are themselves interracial lesbian cops who violate the Constitution.
Everyone thinks they're so
routinely
fucking
and due
clever, you
process
know?
as well, to just mercilessly shoot or attack unarmed cartoon teenagers
you
at
could
school
make that shit
or
up
in their
because
own
someone
homes.
did, but it's
When we really
really
think about it,
foul,
none of these characters
You know,
are even
mind blown.
remotely
This production is a caricature of itself, you know?
It is. It is.
Yeah. It's like, what, you couldn't have thought of anything else more offensive than everything that you freaking did. You did it on purpose. It's obvious. These guys, this is the second video I've seen of somebody that I've never seen before calling you out. And guess what? You're making them famous out of your own stupidity. And thank you. Because these are channels I'll probably check out again.
to the originals.
You know?
Because
Yeah.
even
I won't be
unspoken
watching
and
your
unspecified
stupid shit.
templates like
Epsilon is
Shaggy
really
being a
good.
part of
You have a really good videos.
stoner culture in some way are being deliberately attacked, undermined, and torn down. I mean, what even is this shot right here? Are we supposed to be happy about this? Laughing? Is this brave? Is this obscene? Is it a hilarious meta-commentary on society? Or is it just bad, low-quality production that harnesses the infinite power of hate watching to drive up viewership? Now, some of you might be saying to yourselves, no shit, obviously the show antagonizes previous fans and men and white people and stoner culture, etc., because it's supposed to. It's a woke show, and that's just what woke things do. But before we go down that route, I want to specify that this bottom-scraping piece of shit also decides to insult the Me Too movement at large.
This
Dave
bottom
speaking.
scraping piece of shit.
3 minutes.
I like it too. He slipped it in there like a shoehorn, bro. It was really slick. Oh my, we gotta go back. It was beautiful, bro.
It's a woke show, and that's just what woke things do. But before we go down that route, I want to specify that this bottom-scraping piece of shit also decides to insult the Me Too movement at large, in what feels kinda like unironic commentary. One joke is about how the misanthropic, horribly disgusting, garbage-eating main character speaks the truth like comedians did or used to before the Me Too movement, which, when you think about this in context, is not really going to infuriate the same demographic as half the other badly written one-liners, and instead, similar to the law enforcement themes, is more likely to infuriate the overly emotional and hypersensitive woke audience that many people are assuming it's meant to cater to. Seriously, it doesn't get much clearer than this right here. Emblematic words from the original show, Zoinks, Jeepers, Mystery Machine, etc., are names of drugs in the new Velma series that Shaggy hates. But for all of its insults to existing fans, its deliberate destruction of established lore.
So they have to put down the original Scooby-Doo that they stole the whole idea from? Are you kidding me? Dude, it's blasphemous, bro.
That's Ed up.
You're wow, man.
And its effort to piss off practically every single demographic that views it, the show probably isn't going to flop. Think about it. And I myself fall into this category, by the way, so just keep that in mind. The number of creators, outlets, and news publications that are covering this dumpster fire is enormous. Tens of millions of views about harmful stereotypes, hundreds of millions of views on TikTok where offensive jokes are propagated to the very same community that they are designed to anger, which results in what precisely? That's right, it results in viewership. People are watching Velma. Quite a lot of them, in fact.
But for
Not
the
because
wrong
they
reason.
like it, though maybe a very, very small number of people fall into that category. But if they do, they just have objectively awful taste. But because they want to see it firsthand. That's the real reason. How bad is this piece of shit? Result, higher viewership, positive feedback on all signals that indicate the speculative value of a series, despite the almost universally negative impressions of actual audience members, or legitimate viewers, and higher engagement on social media than most other shows in existence, because critics are very, very likely to post about the series, perpetuating a cycle where something terrible is being watched because it's terrible. Most television programs, nearly all of them in fact, appeal to someone, and maybe Velma succeeds in that somewhere along the line here with like the most brain-dead audience demographic you can imagine.
420, guys.
But the overwhelming majority of people despise it, as many of them watch it anyway, making this a strong contender for the first ever example of something designed by hate, carefully crafted to alienate everyone, and deliberately structured as a sponge of negative commentary, which will probably accomplish the same ultimate payoff as a traditional cartoon. People love talking shit, and they love to pile on against bad media. Velma is the epitome of bad media, with what seems like a never-ending torrent of terrible decision-making, writing, and character choices, but when looking at all of it together in context, it almost becomes impossible to believe that this was not done
420.
As the saying goes, all press is good press, and while that may not be strictly true in, let's say, a political race, for example, it very much is true here and now with Velma. The horrible, creatively bankrupt decision-making of Mindy Kaling has produced something that is going viral
I have
right
ever
now.
seen,
It actually
and
is,
42,000
and will continue to do so as long as it continues to offend viewers. Each new episode will have new jokes that inflame anger in one group or another, and that anger leads to massive earned media, which catapults the show higher in viewership as people watch it just to see how bad it really is with their own eyes. If the show didn't do this, what would actually happen? Well, if we're being honest
Cheers,
here,
Cyber.
no one would watch it.
Cheers, Jiminy.
Scooby-Doo is a franchise.
Cheers, Hash, Casey, Dave in the chat over there on Rumble. Token, Tony Z, Notlin.
Shattered very easily.
See you guys.
And the
Cheers.
risk of trying to
Thank you for
appeal to
watching
it
on
when the
Rumble.
downside of that effort is complete failure and a wasted budget is too great to be justified. In my opinion, and I stand by this very strongly, in fact, the risk of taking a beloved property like Scooby-Doo that is fairly old, if you're talking about the heyday, and just ripping it apart with maximized artistic venom is actually safer than trying to make something good. It's much more temporary, perhaps, but for the moment, capitalizing on a virality loop of sorts, where negative
She don't have
feedback
the
is
balls
the engine behind it,
to write
is an
something
easier
original
thing to
and good.
predictably accomplish.
You know, think about it.
You don't have the creativity, man.
Even The Office is a copy.
All the creativity.
Even The Office is a copy of something that already existed. You know, she's a fucking copier, just like all these other
OG
shit
420
comedians are.
Junior.
All she can do is copy
Nice
other people.
Toki.
She could never create something as cool as Scooby-Doo on her own as an original idea.
Like making Jack
trying to
Sparrow
make
into
something
a female, black female, like make Spider-Man into a black male. I mean, it's so fucking obvious what they're doing, man.
people will
And
love.
no one's
I hope
saying
I'm wrong. I really, really do. But this feels like a pilot program for purely malicious reboots with the only definable intention being maximized anger through the destruction of existing brand goodwill. Today it's Scooby-Doo, tomorrow hopefully nothing, but
The
who knows?
Jetsons.
Again, I do
I'm
hope
sure
I'm
it'll
wrong,
be the
but that's
Jetsons
it.
next.
If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Also, don't watch Velma. Don't hate watch.
Hell yeah, don't watch Velma. I fucking love it. Don't watch Velma.
Next, yeah, the Jetson and the Flintstones. Gonna be next.
Oh, the Flintstones.
OG420 Junior.
They're gonna kill the
They want
Barney
Superman
gonna be
to
a
be
little
black.
black female, and Wilma gonna be a big bearded dude, and Fred gonna be a little clumsy man.
Fred. They're gonna kill Fred. Fred's like.
Oh yeah. They're gonna kill Fred because he's a white male, so he has to die.
Right, exactly. He has to
He'll be
die.
He'll be addicted. Like they did to Roseanne.
Oh yeah, even better.
Well, that was for a good reason. But still.
It's just crazy how few people standing up against it, you know. I mean, and those I get it because those few who does, they get fucking held down, you know, and cancelled and whatnot. I mean, I saw also, I think that was a place in America, some kind of school principal, an old dude with white gray hair is now female. So he went into a gym and went into the female's dressing room and stared at naked ladies. And then they called the cops, and the cops said that it's I think he said it was a triggering issue in the society right now. So they couldn't do anything about it. Hold on, let me find that video. I mean, you can really not make this shit up, man. I mean, the world is literally a fucking clown world. So I swear. I think you might gonna like this dude also. He just say it like it is, man. He's an old Marine. And he had enough of all that. He's done. He said he don't even read the comments because he gets so many hate comments, but everything he says is true. He called everything out, man.
Crispy Chris. Wednesday commercials on the old Fred Flintstones. Crispy Chris. Winston.
What was the one, the guy that said, hey, he was the guy, what was it?
Fat Albert.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I've heard of that character.
Yeah, let's make him white.
You wouldn't want to change him.
Let's make him white and skinny. Skinny white dude.
Skinny white dude, yeah.
We'll call him skinny. We'll call him Thin Albert.
Yeah.
Thin Allen.
No,
We're gonna change his name to Allen because he's white. Thin Allen.
Alberta.
From Canada, eh?
Yeah.
He's as white as they come, eh?
Well, they're pretty damn white. There's not a lot of sun. They're like translucent by the end of the sun winter.
I call it glowing. You glow. That Canada glow.
Yeah, when we go down to Florida and take your shirt off, everybody kind of looks at you and tries to like push you into the water and think you're like.
You're like this. I think I see you.
Yeah, like, oh my.
Put my sunglasses
how
on.
you doing? I just was blinded by the tail. I remember a guy in Jamaica who did that. He came up to me. He's like, "You haven't been outside much. I can tell you, I've been there long." I'm like, "How?" He's like, "You're very, very white." I was up. He's like, "You not swimming?" I'm like, "I've been here 2 days."
I always get sunburned, man.
I actually got a good tan up there. Not sunburned too, though. I got sunstroke. And it was aloe vera, what are they called?
Aloe vera.
Aloe vera leaves. the actual leaves from the plant, cutting them open with a knife, spreading the
You,
sugar.
you should actually collect those plants in Red Dead Redemption 2 if you haven't.
Oh, but they're selling them at the resorts. Oh, that was sick. What's the story? Ground with it.
I'll be right back.
But I had to go to Bob Marley's house. See where he was buried and everything. You can smoke right into where he was buried. It's actually encouraged.
What's this all about?
It's looking really good for Terra Classic, guys, and one of the reasons why prices are holding so stable despite one of the most volatile markets out there is simply because a lot of people have faith in the token. And it's not just people saying it with their mouths, but they're doing it with their actions and their own money. So
Isn't that the one that just freaking totally crashed, Terra? Didn't that one just go totally bankrupt?
one of the biggest things to know about a token and how faithful it is just check out their staking program. Okay, if you guys don't know what a staking program is, if you want to stake your tokens, you're essentially agreeing to not sell your tokens for an X period of time, usually about a few weeks to a few months and maybe even a year or two. So that's a lot of commitment if you're willing to lock your tokens in for interest. That's not even that high, honestly, considering the fact that if markets collapse, you're going to lose way more money than you're going to gain. So the only way you'll ever stake your tokens if the token is stable, if the token is going to be really good, and that way you can really rest assured. And look at Terra Classic here.
Of course, everybody knows what token's going to be stable and good, not going to crash. Everybody knows that ahead of time because we're all seers of the future. Listen to this fucking jack fuck.
In the past few weeks of trading, it's been doing pretty well. Not that much price movement in a market where prices are going crazy. So that's a good sign. If you look at this, 900 billion tokens are being staked and prices are jumping upwards. If you ask me, this is incredible. There's only about 5 to 6 trillion tokens.
Sounds like a fucking bubble to me.
Tokens being staked. It's a really
Sounds like
big
a rug
deal,
pull
and the
bubble.
staking is becoming really big.
A rug pull of
15%
bubble
the
wrap.
Total tokens are being staked, and these guys are also earning a lot of tokens.
He's about to go on a magic carpet ride.
The failed stablecoin. I think it's at 2 cents right now. So if we could get Terra Classic up to a penny, even a few pennies, and USTC up to $1, Terra Classic stakers are going to be making a lot of money. So far, the staking program has only expanded, and it's only expanded more and more as time goes on. Okay, seems like more people are staking than more people who are taking their money out of the staking program.
This guy's got 202,000 subscribers. Holy shit.
There's about 130 validators to choose from, and people are very, very excited about this whole situation. Millions of dollars of USD, they're all being staked. And Terra Classic is one of the hottest coins right now in terms of popularity and, of course, staking.
I think I have a tiny little bit of Terra. I think I just saw it. In my wallet. Hey, buddy, let me see. I think I just saw it. Where did I see that shit?
Tell you me about.
Oh man, I saw it somewhere.
My bowl's packed.
Terra. Terra Classic, Lunc, Lunc. Yeah, that's it. I got a little tiny bit. I got $44.93 worth. That's 247,000 coins. Wait. I'm negative $55, so I bought like $100 of it. But it says it's at 0001. Yeah, that's where he says it's at. He says he thinks it's going to go to a penny from here? Dude, isn't this the one that just crashed, guys? To nothing?
Talk to you guys, and see you later.
Huh. I don't know, man.
bro?
You go ahead, guys. I'm good.
All right. You ready, Jimmy?
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Whoa.
Why is my lighters not working?
No.
Fucking have 5 lighters and not working.
Holy shit.
Well, they are working, but the flames are so small that it's fucking ridiculous.
This is another dip, 1747. My average buy-in, on Harmony is $17.27. That's my average buy-in on it. So I should be in profit, right? And yet I'm not. Why is that? I'm $150 negative on my overall profits on Harmony right now. Isn't that weird? Maybe I should refresh this page. Average buy price 12. This is the wrong one. Average buy price is $17.27, and it's currently at $17.48, $17.50. Why am I at negative $442? It does not make sense. You would think if I'm above my average buy-in price, you'd think I'd be in profit. So now I totally don't understand. Now I totally don't understand this.
Billy
I'm
Ballantyne.
totally confused.
Afternoon.
Hey. How can my average buy price be $17.27? The coin is above that, and I'm at a loss. How is that possible? I don't know, man. Nobody knows. It's like a big mystery. I'm looking at something wrong.
Say again, what's the big mystery?
Okay. I'm at a loss of $376 of my overall finances on Harmony, which is a whole lot. It's 50 almost $53,000. And right now I'm at a loss of $376 on it. But here's the deal. My average buy price of Harmony was $17.27.01727. And it's above that right now. So why aren't I in profit? You would think right when it matches what my average buy price was, I would be at 0%. But it says I'm at 0.71 negative percent total profit loss. So I'm so confused.
Yeah, that sounds a little weird. Even though I don't know much about crypto, that sounds weird. I understand the concept.
Right now it says it's at $17.45. And my average buy price is $17.27. Here, I'm going to refresh the page again. Profit loss 0.71 376. Now it's 442, bro, on this page. It's like if I click on this, it's a different. I don't know why. Now it's 135. Okay, it's getting better. Yeah, it should be at 0 soon. Maybe it's just taking a while to catch up.
Yeah, now it is 0.8. Right? Yeah, 0.11. Yeah, it probably has to catch up.
0.26, negative 0.26%. Yeah, it's got to catch up.
0.16.
Then it should catch up. If it stays over, my average buy price is 17.27, and it's at 17.47 right now, then this should totally go to 0 here within a minute or two. As long as it stays up above.
Yeah, it probably don't update as often as whatever you have up there who show it right now. I don't know. It's probably
It's got to calculate it or something.
yeah. Probably give you an update once a minute or something.
I want it to be perfect. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong page again. Yeah, it's no different, really. My lips are sticky from this cannabis. Gorilla Glue. I'm doing one bong rip of my Gorilla Glue bud. My lips are totally sticky. It's hilarious, like oil all over my lips. I think I know why the average buy price, because that doesn't. I don't think that figures in the fees.
Okay.
Yeah, because almost every time I purchased it, it's got the fees over there next to it, and I don't know if it's adding that in or not when it's considering profit loss, or if it's just going off the value of the coin. Is it the value of your purchase? What's the value? It's supposed to be the value of your purchase. You'd think it would add the thing in. Okay. It's still up. Okay, it's 1750. So I'm gonna refresh it again and see. But yeah, it's probably not gonna be much better because, like I said, it's probably got something to do with those fees. Yeah, it's still not. Ooh, this one's come far way down. Now it's matched up. Okay, it's 166, negative 166. Go, man. Let me see this thing hit there. I already saw it in profit. It wasn't a lot. It was like $100 or something, but I saw it in profit at one point. But it's gonna reconsolidate, man. It's made these steps and it stepped down. Yeah, go ahead. Cheers. I'm good, man.
I said let's hope.
Oh, I thought you said let's smoke.
No. I have a little headache actually.
Billy, what's up, buddy? I don't know why the chat's not working anymore.
Hey, Billy.
Billy Ballantyne. King Kong is stupid.
Let's see if CNN covered that stupid fucking thing yet. They searched the cargo van. Oh, may have shot himself. There it is.
That, wow.
At least
An hour
10
later. Jesus Christ.
We don't know if the driver in the Torrance standoff is the Monterey Park shooter. Authorities don't know if a driver of a cargo van involved in a standoff situation in Torrance, California, is linked to the Monterey Park mass shooting.
It actually said in Denmark suspect also. So it didn't say it was him, it said suspect. But it says it's an Asian guy, right?
I think he was Asian. Okay. They're not saying much of anything here. Inflection point for U.S. aid to Ukraine. We should watch that. How much more money do you want to waste in this money pit? Oh boy. Cardano's at 0%. It's trying to fight back up after this drop, so there is a rally upwards, but nothing big. This should be funny and fun.
Point of inflection. I'm Michael Smerconish in Philadelphia. A meeting in Germany among Western defense officials united against Russia's invasion of Ukraine ended without resolution as to whether President Volodymyr Zelensky will get the advanced battle tanks for which he pleaded. This after Russia warned that if NATO further arms Ukraine with battle tanks and long-range missiles, it'll lead to a whole new level of war. It's been nearly a year since the Russian invasion. The United States' perspective has shifted during that time. Remember the unwillingness to be a participant in a three-way deal that would have had the United States backfill Poland's fleet of fighter planes after Poland gave MiG-29 fighters to Ukraine? The Biden administration said no. Initially, the administration was unwilling even to acknowledge providing Stinger anti-aircraft missiles. But with the passage of time has come a softening of the Biden administration's reluctance to go all in. Today, Ukrainian troops are in Oklahoma, being trained to operate the Patriot air defense system, which the U.S. is now supplying. The U.S. is also providing Stryker combat vehicles to transport Ukrainian soldiers on the battlefield as part of a new and massive $2.5
Don't
billion
fucking bring
aid
them into our
package.
country and do
Reports
this.
suggest a U.S. willingness to greenlight
Oh my
Ukrainian
God,
efforts to
dude.
target Crimea.
You just
annexed
literally-
illegally by Russia in
You
2014.
just literally gave Russia a license to fucking nuke the United States. You fucking idiots. You might as well have just bombed Pearl Harbor. You fucking idiots. Really? You're going to bring them here and train them here. Wow. Wonder what Russia's response is going to be, man. Hey, it ain't going to be good.
So what accounts for the change in U.S. position? Has the Western objective changed from giving Ukraine what it needs not to lose to arming Ukraine with what it needs to actually win? And is our weapons supply no longer tempered by concerns over provoking Putin by crossing his red line?
Wow, that's it. Dude.
The battle over working from home has entered.
I don't really want to find out, you know? I don't want to hang around to find out. How to avoid taxes legally in the United States.
I want to share with you a few tips on how to avoid taxes legally. My name is Brian Kim.
Let's count how many times he gets pissed off. Like, let's count how many times he gets exasperated while he's talking.
My legal disclaimer is I am a certified public accountant, so I'm a CPA. I do encourage you to speak with your accountants. If you don't have one, then I hope you enjoy this free information. Before we begin, I do have a request. If I help you save money with this video, then my request is that you enjoy the money. Treat yourself out, help someone else out. The way I see it, I'm just happy that the money stays in your hands. It's better than having the IRS have your money, right? If you're making under $400,000 a year, this video is going to be perfect for you. That's because the reason why I'm saying that is if you make over $400,000 a year, then you can utilize more tax tricks. There's more tricks that are available to you. Once you get over the $1 million threshold, that's when things start getting wacky. There's a lot of gray areas. But in today's video, we're going to stick to information for people making under $400,000 a year. And I want to be upfront with you. There is no magic bullet. There's no secret hack that's going to reduce your taxes to zero. That privilege, that's reserved for the billionaires with sophisticated offshore entities. I'm basically saying that it's not for people like you and me. If you want to make your taxes go to zero without the offshore entities, without the army of tax attorneys, then the only way to pull that off is for you to go down the illegal routes. So how to avoid taxes illegally. If that's what you're looking for, then you're at the wrong video. You clicked on the video with the title that says how to avoid taxes legally. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it legitimately so you can save money on your taxes and you can sleep well at night. I'm basically going to teach you how to nickel and dime the IRS.
Looks like
legally,
he's blowing that smoke ring.
And those nickels and dimes, they're going to add up.
He just got exasperated. That's once.
Let's start off with the easy ones. Number one is commuter benefits. Your workplace offers this to you, so please take advantage. For 2023, you can spend up to $300 a month tax-free on commuting. So that's basically a $300 tax deduction every month, which is $3,600 a year. This is applicable to mass transit, such as trains, subways, buses, ride sharing, such as Uber or Lyft, parking meters, parking garages, parking lots, and more. Number two, retirement plans. So please take advantage of retirement plans offered by your workplace. For example, a 401k or a 403b retirement plan. A 401k is offered by for-profit companies. A 403b is if you're working for certain governments or nonprofit organizations. So when you put money into your 401k or 403b, you pay less taxes this year and you're building up your retirement accounts. There are more retirement plans than just a 401k or 403b, but these are just the more popular ones. Number 3, HSA. An HSA is a health savings account for people with a high deductible health plan. When you put money into your HSA, it lowers your taxable income. It's a tax deduction. Okay, so here's how it works. You put money into your HSA, so you can think of the HSA like a savings account dedicated to health-related expenses. So if you spend the money on qualified medical expenses, then you do not pay taxes on that money. So essentially, you're paying for your health-related expenses with pre-tax money, which is awesome. Additionally, you can invest the money in your HSA and the earnings and interest will be tax-free.
I've never heard of that.
Number 4,
That's
FSA.
crazy.
An FSA is a flexible spending account. An FSA allows you to pay for certain healthcare expenses with pre-tax money, which is great. But I do want to warn you that there's a use it or lose it rule with the FSA. If you have leftover money in your FSA by the end of the year, you end up losing it, unless your company has a rollover option.
That sucks.
Number 5, dependent care FSA. You can pay for childcare expenses with pre-tax money. You can do this for children and adult dependents. You can use your pre-tax money to pay for daycare, nurseries, preschool, nannies, au pairs, babysitters, day camps, after-school programs, adult daycare facilities, and more. Now let's move on to saving money and paying less taxes within investments. So number 6, we have capital losses. If you have cryptocurrency losses, make sure that you report them because losses are good for tax purposes.
Yeah!
Losses are tax deductions.
Yes!
So when it comes to stocks, you will receive a tax
I
form
lost
with
a lot,
1099B,
baby!
and your stock losses will be accounted for on that tax form. So when it comes to stock losses, they're pretty hard to overlook. They're pretty hard to miss. I'm bringing up cryptos specifically because in many instances, you are not provided a year-end tax form and many people forget to report their crypto losses. Or many people are just too lazy to report them, but you're throwing away money to the IRS if you don't.
Great.
Number 7, long-term capital gains.
I got a lot of losses.
If you hold on to a stock,
I wonder
or
how
a
much
crypto
money I'll
for
save on
more
my
than a year
taxes.
before selling it, that is classified as a
That'd be great.
long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gains receive much better tax treatment. The tax rate for long-term capital gains, it's about half your regular tax rate. And if you're under a certain income threshold, you will qualify for a 0% tax rate. In that case, you will pay 0 taxes at the federal level. Your profits will be 100% tax-free. Number 8, review your 1099B tax form. The 1099B is the year-end tax statement for your stock market activity. So you get this tax form from your brokerage account like Robinhood or Ameritrade or whoever you use. So they send this to you around late January to mid-February. But you can also download the 1099B from your brokerage account. You just have to go to the tax section in your app or on their website. With this 1099B tax form, just gloss over it. Make sure that there are no obvious mistakes. I want to tell you about the most common mistake that I see that makes people pay more tax than they should. On your 1099B tax form, if you see some information that's blank or missing, that could cost you a lot of money. And I see this happen all the time. Your 1099B says how much you bought a stock for and how much you sold it for. If the how much you bought it for is missing, for whatever reason, then it looks like you bought it for $0. And then whatever you sold it for, it looks like pure profits. And then you're going to erroneously end up paying a lot of taxes. Therefore, look out for obvious errors like that. Number 9, margin interest. So please do not forget to deduct your margin interest. You can deduct your investment interest expense, and this is going to be listed on your 1099B tax form as well. I see so many people forgetting to report this because it's not listed on the cover page. Number 10, gambling losses. So here's a random one that's actually useful because I see this quite frequently. If you went to the casino and you won big on the slot machine, then you will receive a tax form called a W-2G. We're not talking about $1 million jackpot. This is applicable if you win a few $1,000s. The casino sends a copy of your winnings to the IRS. Therefore,
convenient.
if you don't report your winnings on your tax return, then you will get in trouble.
Man.
However, I want you to know that if you
Why don't they just automatically deduct it then if they have a copy of it? That's bullshit.
do get a W-2G,
It's like fucking entrapment.
you can reduce that amount by how much money you lost gambling. So the money that you lost on table games, slots, sports betting, horse racing, etc., you can use the losers to offset the winners. Number 11, traditional IRA. So we spoke about the 401k and the 403b. Those retirement plans are offered at your workplace. The traditional IRA is a retirement plan that you set up outside of your work. So depending on your situation, you may qualify for a tax deduction for putting money into your traditional IRA. So please keep that in mind. Number 12, 529 plan. If you want to put away money for education, whether it's for your child or for someone else or even for yourself, you can put money into a 529 plan. You will not receive a tax deduction with the IRS for funding a 529 plan. However, you may receive a tax deduction on your state income taxes. Some states do not give a tax deduction for 529 plan contributions like California, and 9 states do not have state income taxes like Texas or Florida. But even in those cases, if you have a 529 plan, you can still benefit from tax-free growth. Number 13, fix your W-4 payroll settings. If you usually owe money to the IRS when you file your tax return, in many cases you're getting charged an underpayment penalty and you don't even realize it. The penalty is listed on your tax return, but many people overlook this because the penalty automatically adds to your balance due, so it's sneaky like that. To prevent this, you have to fix how much taxes that you have taken out of your paycheck. You make that adjustment on your W-4 with your payroll departments or in your payroll settings. So I made a video on how to do that. I'll provide a link down below. Number 14, minimal rental use rule. A lot of people have been listing their homes on Airbnb or similar providers. If you rented out your home for 14 days or less, the money that you make will be 100% tax-free. This is called the minimal rental use rule. So make sure that you report this properly. Otherwise, you're going to end up paying taxes, which is wrong. Notify your accountants or look it up. It's called, again, the minimal rental use rule. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you pay less taxes to the IRS. And again, if this video helps save you money, please treat yourself out. Treat someone else out. I'm just happy for you. Please subscribe. I thank you for the support, and I wish you a very
That was awesome. All right, love you guys. Hope you had fun. I had fun. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to go do some things, and I'll be back tonight for another show. In the meantime, you're looking for me. I'll be looking for you on Twitter at Nay's Garden. That's where I am. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Hashtag keep it open.